the Off-Grid family. Today I've got annoyed enough with having to constantly get tools out of boxes and out of various things, so I've bought myself a couple of these like it's reversible pegboard things. Can't connect it to the wall, so I'm going to set it up on my workbench. I'll take you through the whole process because in the next few days I should have a grinder so I can go back to making the wind turbine, and I want all my tools in one place. Let's get on with it. Now there are thousands of different brands of these things, come in all different shapes and sizes. Often the peg holes are in the same place so that you can mix and match, you know, the little hooks and so on. But this one I got from a shop called Aldi in the UK. Bit of an odd shop. It sells fresh fruit and veg and tools and various other bits and pieces. But they have a brand, Workzone, or that's the one they sell, and they actually tend to be okay. I've bought quite a few of their different things and I've not had one go wrong yet. As in the picture you can see, this one is, you know, like flaps that flap either side so you can put your tools on both sides. And I'm going to have this on my desk on like a corner space. So I've got two sets of these. So I'll show you what I mean. These are very straightforward to put together, as long as all the stuff's in them. Basic premise, this goes on here like this, and then these will eventually slot into this thing and it makes them, you know, reversible. So we'll start off getting all the bits we need. I put one in either end because then it lines up everything else and allows you to put them in a lot easier. As you see, I'm putting a washer on as well. This will hopefully keep it from unscrewing itself, although that's not guaranteed. This one's a bit tight. I'm just going to hand screw all the nuts on. And now, either with a pair of pliers, a wrench, whatever, hold one side and screw them together. Now the easiest way I found to do this on the other pegboard was lie it down so you could hold it tight and push down on the drill. Again, go to the other end. Try not to do this too fast if you are using a drill, because you can quite easily mess up the head of it, like I just did. Okay, so they're both on, and now it's just the middle two. It's as simple as this. There we go. All screwed in. I'll do the other two and get back to you. This is a rough design of what I've come up with. It's sort of an L-shaped cabinet where they will swing freely from. Now, I'm aware that these might bang into each other and so on. It's going to be a bit longer than they actually are, but it just means I can put it in the corner of my room and it's out the way, and you know, because I'm very, very tight on space at the moment. Okay, this is the corner I want to put it in, and as I've got two sets of them, I want them to go in an L shape. So one set would be here and one set would be down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it the full length of this workspace, so I can put little drawers in if there's room, or various other tools, and I can just add hooks and various other things to it. So first off, I need to work out the lengths. 29. 29 by 29, handy. For this project I'm going to be using these battens. They're 2.5 inches wide by 1.5 inches deep and 2.4 meters long, but unfortunately they're not straight on any sort of angle. I've checked all the angles with the set square and the spirit level. This is not my desk sagging, this is the actual thing. So it's going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy, which is a good word. It's not going to be exactly how I wanted. I've checked two of them. They were all quite warped when I got them, but they've dried out in the house and they're not great now. So basically I think I'm just going to have to do what I can with it and hope I get some sort of squareness out of them. They're almost like C-shaped, aren't they? What I'm going to do, let's have a little check a sec. If we So in the instructions it says they go on like this. Which I suppose makes a little bit of sense. If only I could afford some decent clamps, this would be a lot easier. So I'm thinking something like that, so it's the gap between the two. Let's just make 100% sure that's where we want it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, this bit. I'm measuring the gap between these two, and then I've got a lot of leeway because I can put these struts anywhere between, you know, a few mil each way, so it's not major important that it's exact. Yeah. So I need now 4 more at 21 inches. Okay, so here's our two sets of wood, 21 inches long, 29 inches long, and this is how they're going to go together. So it's just going to be a basic frame, of which we're going to have these at the top and bottom, and that is then going to hold the doors on, like we're going to have these at the top and the bottom, and then that's just going to hold the pegboards on. And if you have a look, we've got quite a nice gap this side, so I can connect the two together without interfering with any of the actual pegboards themselves. So I'll get all this screwed together now. Okay, I'm at this point now, so what I want to do is I want to start putting the angle iron on so that I can connect the flaps to this. First thing I want to do is mark out the holes. What I do, I'm placing a piece of the wood behind it, flattening it back as far as I can towards that, and then marking the hole. Coming along. Same thing. And just because I've got this piece of wood here, just means that they're all as far back as they can be in the same place. So So it should hopefully be level. We can hope. Nothing else is. Get the screws that came with it and plonk them in the holes. Perfect. Now, I made the other one before I started recording, and I made a bit of an error. It's a little bit shorter, so these are very tight in it. I've even had to chisel a little bit off one of them, but this one's a little bit looser, so I couldn't even fit the washers in, but for this one I'll be able to, I think. So same process as the other side. Plonk this in. Make sure that it lines up on this edge again, so it's there exactly level. Right. Get the feeling my drill's about to break. Right, I'm going to check to see if I've got enough room to actually use the washers that came with it on this one. So I didn't on the other one, no. No, I've made it too small. I've made a mistake, but it's not the end of the world kind of mistake. Now, to get these to go in, you plonk the first one in and put the big bolt in. Start screwing it in. Now, middle one in. Careful. And then the last one in. And then all you need to do is put in the last bolt and then we'll do the middle one after that. Oh, not again. You'd think I'd stop chucking it around. One. Made a bit of an error here, and you can see these bits poking out the bottom. And there's two ways I could solve this when it goes up. I can either put another piece of wood down, or drill holes into my bench that correspond to these, so they've got somewhere to sink into. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Final one. Okay, now I need to connect them both together in the L shape that I designed. Okay, so here they are, set up-ish. As I said, I've had to drill holes in the bench where the corresponding bit comes out. And then this one was so tight I actually had to shave a bit off the top of it, which was a pain in the bum. But now what I want to do is I just want to connect them both together at this point here, so that then they're a lot more stable. And I'm literally just going to grab the drill and shove some screws in it. I might even drill a pilot hole if I can be bothered. Reach. Just. That's instantly more stable. Okay, a couple more, and I will drill pilot holes because I'm being good. So good. That is pretty much it. It will probably be like that most of the time, so that they're all out of each other's way, possibly like that to allow more light in, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I might end up having to screw that to the wall. It's a little bit tight on the bottom part, but we shall see. Right, next job, let's get populating it. Well, this only comes with these little hook ones. There's no clip ones or any of that sort of thing, which is a bit of a shame. But I've still got a lot of tools I can hang up with this. but I will 3D print some different ones off as well. There's a load of different 3D printable versions of these pegs. As I say, most of these peg holes are actually standard. So, you know, you can buy loads of different types of pegboards, but they'll often have the same spacing, so you can use any pegs with them. Okay, and there you go. I've run out of the pegs, but I'm going to 3D print some more, like I said. But I've put all of the tools that I can up at the moment. Handy little space behind for the cans. And then above, I've just started putting bits and pieces for now. I'm probably going to have all my charging battery chargers up here, so they're all clipped on solid, and it just means I'll know where all my batteries are for all my power tools. But pretty straightforward, pretty simple. It just means I've got all my stuff in one place, and hopefully I'll make a place for like my socket sets and my drills and that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye. This is 1 week on, and I've done a few more bits. Everything's not in any kind of order at the moment. I haven't done anything on the back there or on the back here yet, but I used pipe clips to hold all of my chisels. I've used these things here. These were a novelty beer holder, like belt thing. I found it in a charity shop and I knew it'd be good for the tools. And I've just sawn bits off and made it so that they hold some of my other tools. I've got some hard drive magnets which are going to hold all of the different bits and bobs for the different drills. I've also got a magnet on the back here holding one of my rulers on. And then this is the spare clips. I found some more clips, by the way. And this is the spare clips that I haven't sorted yet. But I haven't 3D printed any yet, but I will do. But I think that worked out quite nicely. So that's all of them in one place, you know. But yeah, it's working quite nice. You know, I've got quite a few bits now hung up, but none of it's in any kind of order. So that's my next job, is sort of sorting it out, getting them into an order that, you know, looks a bit better. But so far so good.